Welcome, everyone. You are about to embark on a journey through the universe as you indulge in this extraordinary essence of enlightened, empowered, evolved. Let the show begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Luke Bryan Smith, and welcome to Enlightened, Empowered, Evolve, where we educate, motivate, and liberate you through enlightening dialogues, empowering music, and evolving content. I know everyone's doing well, and everything is unfolding perfectly. I'm excited yet again because I have another amazing guest, and I love engaging in empowering, enlightening, and positive dialogues with people from around the world. And today is no exception. My next guest is a psycho-spiritual love coach and a self-love mentor with a background in beauty and wellness. She is a clairvoyant empath who combines her natural abilities with hypnosis, meditation, attachment theory, polyvagal is did I say that right?
That's it.
Theory, yes, and spirituality to advise, empower, and heal. She also holds certificates in hypnosis, master coach practitioner, trauma informed coach, and just a whole lot more. But without further ado, I introduce to you Tiina Farin.
Hello,
How are you
Luke.
doing today, Tiina?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Absolutely. And I just want to express my sincerest gratitude because I feel that time, I'm a firm believer that time is one of our most precious assets. And so for you to share a moment of your time in the history of your timeline with me on Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved, like I said, I just want to extend gratitude. Thank you very much.
And right back at you, Lute.
Yes, yes. So let's just get right into it. Give us some of this framework. Give us a little framework, some front story, backstory on how you got into being a psycho-spiritual love coach. Let's start right there. Because tell us what that is from your perspective, what that entails. Yes, give us a little breakdown on that.
So what I mean by psychospiritual love coach is just that I combine psychoeducation, right? The attachment theory, the polyvagal theory with
Right.
spirituality, because I don't think you can have one without the other. And I learned at a young age that you have to treat the whole person if you want to change anything. You have to change your mind, your
Right.
emotions, your body, and your energy. So I try to come at it from a pretty holistic perspective.
Okay. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that with us. And let's just move forward. Self-love mentor. That's what does that mean to you? Or what is it?
Well, in just like with anybody who's a coach, uh, it's your lived experience. And so where I was once a disaster, I am now a master.
Right.
Um,
Right.
um, I
That's
have had to
amazing.
learn, I've had to learn a lot of soul-crushing life lessons on how to actually put myself first and how to love myself and what that even means. And every year I learn something new about what that means.
Right.
And yeah, it's self-love is about a deep respect for yourself. That's what and a lot of people have trouble with the word self-love.
Right. Right.
It's easier if you change it to a deep respect, a deep reverence for yourself.
Right. Yes. And I can elaborate on that a bit. It took me quite some time to even realize I wasn't loving myself when I got to a point where I had a vantage point over and to look back over my life. And I just shared a quote recently that said that your past is for reference, not for you to take up residence there. So
Mhm.
you'll see where I'm going with this. Just looking back over my life at one point, I was seeing I was making a lot of decisions that was not conducive to loving myself. And from my perspectives, a lot of us go through that very same thing. We
Absolutely.
we accept things that we shouldn't. We do things to ourselves. We make decisions that are destructive to our mental well-being as well as physical well-being, and that's not really showing that we love ourselves.
Mhm.
A lot of times we'll do things destructive to ourselves in the name of fun or in the name of how we've been programmed. We'll stay places that we shouldn't be, in relationships that we shouldn't be, that are not really connected with our higher selves, that are not conducive to our our um, just inner peace and all that. So that's
I
amazing that you have tapped into assisting people to see and develop that self-love. And might I ask, how, go back just a little bit, what caused you to be interested in things, in psycho spiritual, coaching and just being a mentor? What really drove you to encounter and to want to do that?
I guess a few different reasons. I've always been an entrepreneur. I was selling pancakes in the summertime in Finland at my aunt's fabric store when I was little with my cousin. Like I've always been,
Pancakes?
yes,
The, the, the kind you eat?
we would make Finnish crepes and we would sell them
Oh,
at
okay.
at my my aunt's fabric
No, it
store.
sounds absolutely wonderful. Like, you're just listening to that, it makes me hungry. But yeah, go ahead. I love
Um,
pancakes, by the way.
who doesn't love crepes?
Yes. Oh, yes, with some fruit on it and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
see?
But also I've actually had this theory since I was a child. I remember writing down in one of my earliest diaries that I believed the world would be a much better place if everybody just loved themselves 1% more.
Right.
Like
Just
just
1% more.
1% more. I was like,
Powerful.
I already knew that then. And because I've been on my own journey that's been so interesting and powerful and um life-changing, I knew I was called. I knew I was meant to do this. Like this isn't just what I do, it's literally who I am. And I do soul contract readings, and I recently learned this new technique on how to calculate or decode the soul contracts embedded in the sound frequencies of your name.
Hmm.
And
Wow.
what I do was even like in my name. It was already in my name. I'm absolutely supposed to do this. I'm here to be a master teacher on worthiness. I'm here to teach on forgiveness and divine feminine,
Right.
and I'm my talent, my physical talent is to open the heart. And so it's like, wow, like it's exactly what I'm supposed to be doing.
Wow. Amazing. And it's always enhances our lives 100%, I would say, when you know that you're connected to your calling, when you're connected to your passion, to your purpose. And that is absolutely amazing. And, you know, might I add that this creating this podcast, I got the idea, downloaded to me from, yeah, the universe, the source, my intuition, whatever. But I know I'm connecting with my purpose, and it's amazing. And it fits right along with me because I've always enjoyed conversations. I've always enjoyed talking a lot and listening as well, because listening is where I learn. And yes, talking is where I express and teach. So yes, I'm a student and a teacher, but yeah, that's amazing. So what is this polyvagal theory? What is that?
Polyvagal theory. I know it's a strange sounding word, but it is honestly some of the most interesting thing, like it's some of the most interesting stuff I've ever learned about. And I'm going to make a bold statement.
Go ahead, please
You
do.
don't, if you don't know about polyvagal theory, and I'll explain what it is in just a second, everyone's gonna be like, okay, yeah.
Okay.
It's basically your nervous system, okay? It's the
Right.
largest nerve that goes throughout your entire body, and it
Mhm.
governs everything, right? So if the bold statement is this, if you don't know how your nervous system works,
Right.
you're literally missing 80% of the pie.
Mm.
Because I know that our whole industry is just buzzing with mind, right?
Right.
Mindset.
Right.
It's all about the mind. And I have done some amazing things like heal 2 herniated discs without surgery with the power of my mind, right? Not only, right? But I decided first that it was going to happen. And so I've done amazing things with my mind, but your mind is only 20% of that pie.
Okay.
State of your nervous system, right? You've probably heard of the four Fs: fight, flight, fight, freeze, and fawn.
Yes.
So the state of your nervous system actually informs the story that you tell yourself.
Wow.
And it has 80% more control over you than your mind. So if you are in one of those four Fs, fight, flight, fawn, or freeze, there's no amount of affirmations or positive thinking or, that's going to change that. And it's the
Mm,
pathways. What I want your audience to know is that these pathways go both ways. Our
right.
mind isn't just sending down signals to our body,
Right.
and our heart is not just a pump.
Mhm. Yes.
We can talk about that in a second.
Please do.
But yeah, it was such an eye-opening experience for me to learn this, right? And I'm by no means the expert on polyvagal theory. I'm just like in it. I love it. I'm all about it right now.
It
And
resonates with you.
it's really
Yes.
it's most alive for me right now. Yes,
Right.
yes.
Aligned. Yes.
Yeah. I said alive for
Oh, yeah. And aligned.
and aligned. Yeah, both.
A lot. Yes. Alive and aligned with you.
Mhm.
Yes.
And
That's absolutely.
assigned.
Yes. Absolutely. Do you mind elaborating a bit on the the story of your herniated discs and how you healed that? I know you said with your mind, but give us a little bit of, you know, vivid picture of how, what happened.
I can paint the picture.
People love to hear stories along with, I love to hear,
Mhm,
especially stories where someone has healed themselves
mhm.
because that just is in alignment with knowing how powerful we are. And that'll never become, I'll never get tired or weary of listening to someone's testimony on how they, you know, an example of how they healed themselves. So give us a little insight on that if you mind,
I do love
if you
telling
would.
the story, so I don't mind at all.
Okay.
Um, I was a former ballerina turned makeup artist turned self-love mentor and psychospiritual love coach is what I do now.
Right.
So dancing was my first love. And to make a long story short, I had a very bad fall down some wet cement steps,
Oh,
and
wow.
I fell 4 feet forward and landed on my tailbone. And I didn't
Hmm.
know for a long time like what happened. I was just kind of told to take some Advil and I might have a limp for a couple of weeks, but I should be fine.
Right. Right.
And and then 6 years later, I wasn't. It was really bad. It went all the way down my leg. Even if I just my head down like this, there was like shooting pain
Oh,
down my
wow.
legs. Obviously, I couldn't dance anymore, and it was devastating. And
Right.
I was drinking too much to cope with that.
Hmm.
Um, because it was literally like part of my identity, right? I work with
Right.
people in the self-concept. Uh,
Exactly.
so finally one day I had enough, right? I had had enough. And by this time, The Secret had come out.
Rhonda
Uh,
Byrne.
and remember the part where the guy falls out of an airplane and like Humpty Dumpty, he puts himself back together again.
Yes.
He's not gonna walk and he's like, I will walk out of here. So
Right.
I just remembered that, and I even have chills, full body chills right now remembering it.
Right.
I was like, dear God, like if he can do that, if he can do that, then surely I can tell my two little discs to like go back home,
Right.
right? And now, by now I had had an MRI, and I finally found out what the problem was,
Right.
and and so I had suffered with it for 6 years. But once I decided to heal, first it was a decision. I decided I was going to heal. You decide you're going to get there before you get there. And this is
Mm.
something
Right.
you're
Right.
going
Yes.
to get there. And then I I put visions of me like dancing again. Like I just imagined myself dancing again. I imagined like almost like a turkey baster, like sucking them back in. I went to physio. I did everything you could. I lived and breathed herniated healing these herniated discs for
Right.
I just kind of put it on autopilot, let it simmer.
Mm.
And
Okay.
then one day, 3 months later, I was doing a ballet move and I realized it didn't hurt. And I
Mm.
kept putting my leg higher and higher and higher. And I was like, there's no more pain, like at all.
Wow, that is amazing. And just the visualizing technique. Yes, I have done thorough research on that and um, indulged in that myself several times. I still do. And yes, it is
Joe
magical.
Dispenza.
Yes,
Dispenza says you are teaching your body what your future feels like.
right. Yes, yes. Did you say Joe Dispenza?
Yeah, yeah, Dr.
Yes,
Joe.
I have a few books
Yeah.
authored by him. Yes, amazing man.
And just to give your audience a final like visual of that, I went to physio. I do want them to know that I went to physio and I did something called trigger point therapy with tennis balls. I would massage myself at home with tennis balls. And then my physio taught me this weird move called nerve flossing. And I
Hmm.
don't even know how the move goes exactly, but you like I had to floss my nerve and like stuff would start twitching.
Mm,
But to round that story off, I healed within 3 months. Three
wow,
months later, three
amazing.
months later, I had another MRI, and the technician said, impressively, the discs are no longer herniated. It was like in my report.
Mm. And would I be correct to say that they had brought up the probability of surgery, maybe cutting you?
Yes,
Yes.
I was actually kind of really shocked because the first option I was given was epidurals or surgery.
Oh,
And
wow.
I'm like, wow, I've never even heard of epidurals being offered for anything else but childbirth. And I'm
Right.
like, and I honestly just in my head, I was just like, no and no. And
No,
I decided I'd find another way.
right. You
And
made
I
a
did.
definite, you focused on a definite purpose and you saw yourself healing, and that's exactly what you did, which is a perfect example. And thank you for showing that and reinforcing this as I have a few times on this show that we are powerful
So powerful.
beings and our minds and our feelings when they align and our intentions when they align,
Mhm.
we can create miracles, especially within our bodies. Our
Absolutely.
bodies, our bodies are a lot more amazing than we give ourselves credit for. So that is amazing. And I've tried in vain a few times, to uh, impart this knowledge on certain people that are dealing with certain, crippling, circumstances, and they have not accepted them. Look at the movie, the secret. Here's the book. Here's this book. Here's that.
Mhm.
You're powerful. These books aren't to tell you what to do. They're to turn you on to your own power. I'm not trying to get you to think like me or to, to be a follower of mine. I'm trying to encourage you and enlighten you on the power that you have,
Mhm.
inspire you to know that. And I guess like they say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. They're obviously not ready for that yet, but
Exactly.
for their sake, I wish they were. So, because I honestly believe in these couple of circumstances that I'm thinking about right now, that they could actually heal themselves. I think they could, and
Yeah. No.
get out of their
Mhm.
restricted, constricted, circumstances. Yes,
I like to talk about magic and miracles a
right,
lot, and but not from like the woo-woo sense at all.
right.
I'm talking like scientifically about the trillions of millivolts of electricity coursing through our bodies right now. I'm talking about how your heart has its own electromagnetic field that
Mm,
reach out
right.
feet and feet, and
Yes,
how your heart has its own nervous system, and how if your heart has its own electromagnetic field, then, the whole like Care Bear thing from when we were kids, like
right.
it's real.
It is real. Yes, yes. No, I can affirm that. I follow this amazing gentleman by the name of Greg Braden, and he talks a lot about the heart
Mhm.
space energy and the brain and the heart and everything. So yes, I am quite familiar with that, and I resonate with it totally. And I'm intrigued and amazed by that still. You know, I
Right.
haven't quite grasped all the concepts yet, but as I continue to uh, learn and elevate and expand, it's becoming making more sense to me. And so that's amazing.
Question for you is Greg Braden, does he say something to the effect of the heart is not a pump, but rather an organ where etheric energy is created and held? Does
Something like he
he
has one over, maybe not said it at recited it that particular way, but yes,
something
yes,
like that? Okay.
yes. I suggest that you look him up, Greg Braden.
Because I wrote it down in a notebook of mine and I didn't write who said it. So I've been searching for who said it. So I'll definitely check that
Yes,
out.
you know what? And I am pretty certain that he did say that and that I was meant to tell you that. So, and it wouldn't
Full
surprise me at
circle
all.
moment.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if you find that out. I'm interested in that. Yes, and if you find out he does say that, please send me a message, just so, I can just
I'll be like, you were right.
yeah, thank the universe and just give my smile and because I already know how things work, and can work and I embrace it and now I'm used to it. I'm used to serendipitous moments happening in things that were meant to be and aligning with people and the energy and frequency and all that. So it's amazing. Yes, yes. So yeah, that's an amazing um, story and testimony about your disc. And I'm sorry you had to go through that, falling down like that. Yeah, that was pretty. Wow. Yes. So you you coach people now. So let's just talk about that. So how do you do that? You coach people um online or in person? I mean, how does that work? How does the process even kind of unfold?
Well, right now it is all online, and
Right.
I do. I'm lining myself up with that because I do want to live the laptop lifestyle and travel the world. So,
Right.
um,
Wow. Yes.
but I have a 3-month one-on-one program I guide women through. That's basically, in essence, on just becoming the one. Right. I typically work with women, but I have worked with a few men in the past as well. I typically work with women,
No, that's
single.
fine. Yes. I think that's amazing. And not to cut you off, but I had spoken with another woman on a previous episode, and she said she can work with men, but her expertise is in women. And of course, it's because she has, she can speak from that perspective, that feminine perspective, and from experience, But at the same time, there's certain things that just work for humans in general. But I get it. Go ahead, Tina. I apologize.
No worries, no worries. Yeah, so I just help I help single empathic women over 30. I've actually helped women up to their 70s, 60s and 70s as well.
Wow.
Um, but I just guide them through a process of really coming back home to themselves,
Mm,
working on their worthiness through self-concept and, changing on a deep inner level through inner child work, subconscious work, and divine feminine principles, as well
mm,
as attachment theory, learning what that healthy, secure relationship truly looks and feels like so that they know who to start opening their heart up to and who not to open their heart up to. But my magic sauce is really getting people to open their hearts back again because I live by I live by the idea that, we should fall in love with everything.
right. Right.
And
Wow.
every time you fall in love with something, your heart expands and your consciousness expands and you expand. Um, but I also teach, and I come from this perspective that before we can be another's, we must be our own, and
Right.
that's a Waldo Emerson quote.
I love Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Mhm.
I have a couple of books from him. Self-Reliance is one of them. Yes, that's my favorite philosopher. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just reading that man was such a distinguished gentleman, and just to be able to read um, his concepts and his thoughts, even though he's physically no longer here, is just amazing. But yes, I love Ralph Waldo Emerson. Yes.
That's my new favorite quote by him, and and yeah, so before we can be another's, we must be our own. And I just there's so much mistaking toxic, unhealthy relational patterns for true love
Right.
that I want to break. I want to break that spell. And oh, there was a point I wanted to make about oh yeah, so there's so many people searching for that satisfaction outside of themselves,
Right.
having the other person complete them. And as
Right.
much as I believe that every pot has a lid, right? I do believe there is that person for us, more than one person actually, but every
Right.
pot has a lid. Um, but my message to your viewers is any single women out there who are, worried that if they'll ever find love, I want them to know that you are the one you've been looking for. No one can ever love you as much as you love yourself.
Right.
You are your greatest love story. You're the one.
Right. Right. Now, do you coach single women that are in that mindset to help them get out of that mindset?
Yeah. I meet women where they are, right?
Right.
Some women I work with are in a bad relationship and I help them build the courage to leave.
Okay.
Other women I work with are, they've done quite a bit of, it really depends how much personal development work they've done. So I meet them where they're at. And I like working with people in a longer container. I used to have this 6 week, like kind of boot camp style coaching program that was really powerful, but it kind of just, it was over too quickly, So I actually prefer working with people in a 3 month minimum container or even
Mm,
a year. So I'm currently enrolling people into like a year-long self-mastery beta group. I have this theory I want to test out. So I'm looking for people who might be interested in self-mastery.
okay. Okay. So, hey, whoever's interested in self mastery, connect with Tiina Farin. And while we're on that subject, please share with us how do people find you? Some links audibly here.
Yeah, sure. On Instagram, I am at Your New Love Story. I guess this is going to go on Facebook, so you'll have that direct link there. And I also have a website. I go by the Love Mystic because I love getting mystical about the heart and life and magic and love and miracles.
So lovemystic.com,
I love mystic.com. Yep.
lovemystic.com, and I'll be sure to incorporate all of your links, your social media links, and your website in the description of this segment. Yes, so that everyone who's watching and or listening, go into the description and click on those links. You're looking for self-mastery. Yes,
And
self-mastery. Know thyself. Marcus Aurelius, self-mastery. Yes, go ahead, Tiina.
I also have a small and humble YouTube channel of my own that I'd love to get some more eyes on.
Yes,
It's called
please
the Love
share.
Frequency Collective.
It's called
And
what? Say it again, please.
called the Love Frequency Collective. And yeah, I'll definitely share all those links with you. But there's a couple videos in there that your audience may be interested in. I have one about the heart, fascinating facts about the human heart, as well as Soul Stirring Love Letters by Khalil Gibran. Those two are my most viewed videos that your audience might want to check out.
Right. And if you haven't already, be sure to send me the link to your actual YouTube channel so that I can put it in the description. Yes.
And one more thing, I actually wanted to offer you, if you're interested, a soul contract reading. I would like to decode your name. If you're interested, we can talk about that after.
Absolutely. I'm
Mm.
open,
As
I'm
my
an open.
gift, as my
Yes.
gift to you for having me.
And I appreciate that too. And I definitely am interested because I've never had that for one. And number two, I'm just an open vessel, and I want to at least observe something and experience it before I, you know, even make a decision, and I'm not even saying to judge it. I'm getting out of that judgmental. I'm just seeing things for what they are, not judging, oh, that's bad, that's good. That's just, it's either for me, it's not for me, but that's it. It
Mhm.
resonates with me. It doesn't. Yes, that's it.
Yeah, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I always say that.
Yes. Bruce Lee
And
said that. Yeah.
yeah, well, I always say what Bruce Lee said. Yes.
No, I'm just
Uh,
saying he said that just to give it
you're
some
absolutely right.
context
Yeah,
of a very well known personality. Yes,
yeah,
that
yeah.
I've
I
seen
love
several quotes. Yes.
Bruce Lee, and I love kung fu movies.
Yes, yes, where
Um,
he's said that. Yeah. Go ahead.
um,
Go ahead.
yeah, I just wanted to say that I think you'll be pleasantly like mind blown, surprised by the reading because so far everyone I've done it for is just like wow. Like
Okay.
the first response is always wow. So
Okay.
I can't wait to get your reaction.
So if that be the case, and I'm saying that here to everyone right now, if that be the case, we're definitely going to have a part two so that I can talk about and we can talk about
I
uh,
would love that.
what happened and yes, yes, amazing. So thank you, Tiina. I appreciate you very much. And thank you everyone for watching. Oh, but before we conclude, we're down to about 4 minutes. Do you have any last um, ideas, quotes, encouragement, anything that you would like to share, anything that you have coming up? Uh, yeah, anything that you'd like to close us off with.
I usually sign off on my own videos by saying that, I from wherever in the world you're watching, and no matter what is going on around you, I hope you can find that peace that is internally derived so that,
Mm,
you can be the calm and the center, even if there's a storm around you. And I always want to remind people that, in case no one has told you today, you are a miracle. 400
I,
million to one, you showed up.
wow, I love that. Yes, yes. Thank you. And I won't add any more to that other than thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Be sure to click the links in the description. Check out Tiina if you want to achieve some self mastery or at least get, shown the way to self mastery. Also, check out the Enlightened Empowered Evolved website as well at 333empower.com. Hit the like button, the subscribe button on whatever platform you're listening in or watching this. Share it, leave comments, questions, help the platform grow and help spread these amazing dialogues, these amazing messages. Thank you very much. See you soon. Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved.